Hi, Anu here. In this episode, I want to talk to you why you are invisible as a woman of color industry expert. A few years ago, I remember sitting in my childhood room. Laptop was open, Canva was open, Instagram tab, Facebook tab, and the coffee was getting cold beside me. And I was staring at my content calendar that I spent hours creating the day before. Every post looked beautiful, every caption was thoughtful, every carousel that I was creating was packed with so much valuable. But still, I was so terrified because deep down, I already knew what was going to happen. Like, I had this belief that people will like the post, they will engage with it, they will leave some fire emoji. Half of them are my family members from Germany, Canada, from all over the world. And maybe somebody would DM me and tell me, like, wow, Arno, this is exactly what I needed to hear today. And for about 10 minutes, I would feel amazing, right? Then I would check my Stripe or PayPal account, nothing. No new clients, no new sales, no applications on Airtable, no one booked a call. So the next morning, I would wake up and I would do that over and over again, like creating more content, giving more value, showing up more consistently, literally working harder. Like I was working harder and I was feeling burnt out because I genuinely believe that if I just helped more or enough people, eventually people would buy. Have you ever felt like that? Like you are a woman of color coach, industry expert. It's 2026 and you have been around the block for a while and you are still showing up and you are doing everything that you are supposed to do. And somehow you are still starting from zero every single month. And you feel like this business is still a baby business. If that is you, let's talk about that because what I'm about to tell you in this episode will completely change the way you will look at your business because it's changed how I am looking at my business or at my marketing as a high ticket sales coach. And it might explain exactly why you are still invisible, even though you have been posting for the last 6 months, for the last 2 years, for the last 5 years, and you're still invisible. And what your week probably looks like is like Monday, you post something educational, people engage, people leave a few comments, they are saving, you are seeing they're saving your post, and you feel like, oh yeah, I'm an expert. I feel hopeful, right? Wednesday, you are creating another valuable post. You get more engagement. Someone will message you and say, like, I love your content. Friday, you are checking your notifications, you are checking your email, you are checking your DMs, you are waiting and hoping. You are in this loop of waiting and hoping and wondering if this is the final week where someone will reach out or where someone will click the link in your bio and book a call. But you are checking your Calendly link and no one actually booked a call with you. And then you open your Instagram and you see other coaches in the same industry that you are in with smaller audience, with less experience, with less credentials, and they are announcing and posting that they signed 3 clients again. And if we are being honest here, it stinks because you know that you have an expertise, you know you have an experience, you have a, a, a perspective that you are sharing, that you want to share, and you want to close more clients and you want to also leave a bigger and global impact, but you are not. So the thought creeps in that maybe I'm just not good at this business. Maybe I am not cut out for this. Maybe everybody else knows something that I don't. And now you are either thinking and having a main thought to quit this business, to quit this coaching business, or you have this main thought of, I'm not doing enough. I have to do another strategy. I have to add more stuff on my already filled plate so that I can actually close consistent clients so that I can actually leave a bigger impact? Let me know in the comment if that is you, because I want you to know something. The problem isn't what you think right now. You can share more value, right? But that is not true. The reality right now is telling you that it is not true and it is not helping you to close more clients. Because people don't buy because they learned something. People buy because they believe something, because they believe in the possibilities again. That's a huge difference. And most coaches are still creating educational content, or they are actually in the space where they don't know what to create, what type of content to create to actually get the next client. So they are creating, keep doing this educational content because they know, okay, this will keep me visible. This will keep me in this I'm a valuable coach energy. And you are not creating buying content. So I cannot talk right now. Educational content, it is teaching. Buying content creates urgency. Educational content will say this is what you should do, here are the 3 steps, here are the 3 tips, right? But if you create urgency content, that actually helps your clients to see why they are stuck and why they need to do things differently. And the scary part is that the most expertise you have, the easier it becomes to accidentally create content that keeps people stuck. You're accidentally being trapped in that expert knowledge. I have created another episode around this trap that you are in, because the more you know, the more, or the yeah, the more educational you are creating on accidentally, which is keeping you stuck with not creating more revenue in your business, and it is keeping your people stuck as well, because you believe right now the more educational content I post, the more I help my clients. But actually, you're not helping them. They are just liking your content, they are saving your content, but that's it. They are not moving towards a transformation. And what do we know? Something is valuable if we are helping someone to transform. That is the impact you want to leave. You want them to change their life, you want to help them to change their health, you want to help them to change their business, get their freedom back, get their relationship back, have a better relationship. Like, you want to have your people their transformation and leave an impact. So the more expertise you have, the more knowledge you have, the more credential you have, and as a woman of color coach, I know you have more expertise than anyone in the room. It is easier for you, unfortunately, to create content that will accidentally keep you stuck and your people stuck, because they consume your content, because you are continuing creating valuable content. They are learning something, they feel productive, then they are not actually moving towards anything, they are doing nothing. And a transformation can only happen if they take action. So your audience right now is not cold, your audience is also not broken. They are just floating between interested and committed, floating between learning and investing, floating between following and buying. And that's why you are also invisible. Not because people don't see you, but because people don't see themselves in your content. And because they don't see themselves in your content, they are not actually paying you 4K, 5K in order to work with you. Does that make sense? People will only buy if they see themselves in your content, if they see themselves, the pain they are having, why they are stuck, and if they see the possibilities to create once they start to work with you. So the belief or this thought, oh my God, if I give more value, if I stay more consistent, if I am burned out, I will eventually surpass 6 figures, is the biggest BS that you can tell yourself. Because people only buy in your high ticket coaching offer, no matter in which niche you are in. You can be in the health niche, in the wealth niche, or in the relationship niche. They will only buy in your coaching offer because they believe in the possibilities again. And if you are in around Anu Talk show for a while, you know that sales, what is sales? Comment down below. Sales is just belief transfer. Once you master belief transfer over and over and over again, sales will become so easy for you. It will become the natural part of your business because, which it should be. Like as a business owner, yeah, sales is the bloodline. Like we have to make sales in order to keep doing it, in order to keep impacting more people's life, in order to leave your job, in order to stay full-time or part-time in your business. You need to make sales, and sales can be easy, it can be natural when you start to transfer beliefs. The belief you hold in your offer, in yourself, in your ideal client through video content to your audience. That's the most simplified way how you can increase your sales in the next 90 days. When you stop creating valuable content, educational content, and when you start to create buying content, helping someone to make a decision to buy. So, the interesting part here is a lot of women of color coaches believe that messaging is the bottleneck. It's not only the bottleneck, okay? Messaging is a part of your bottleneck right now, why your sales is not increasing. Over the last few years, I have noticed almost every coach falls into one of the four categories. Bottleneck number one is visibility and messaging. People love your content, people are engaging, people are saving your posts, people know the certifications are hanging on your wall, but they are not buying. Bottleneck number two is sales. People book a call with you, people say they are interested, people are clicking the link in your bio, they are booking a sales call with you, but then they are giving you objections and they are not enrolling in your program. So nobody is buying your offer, nobody closes. Bottleneck number three is your offer. Okay, so means people are interested, they are DMing you, they are asking you about your offer, they are booking a call with you, but the offer doesn't feel like essential enough, like a no-brainer, which is why they are not moving forward with you. Bottleneck number four is mindset and identity. You know what you do, but the fear, the doubt, the overthinking, they keep slowing you down. That's the reason why you didn't surpass six figures. One of those four bottlenecks are happening right now. Which one are you? Because until you know the bottleneck in your business and focus on that one bottleneck to solve, you will keep trying to solve the wrong problem in the in the season of your business right now. So if you want to find out exactly which bottleneck is costing you more clients, more freedom, more impact, and more peace right now, comment quiz below and I will send you the quiz directly in your inbox. Comment quiz. Okay, because imagine you're waking up right now, like waking up tomorrow. Okay, you're posting content, you know exactly what to say, the messaging is tight, there is no guessing, there is no hoping. You just know what to say in order to, talk to the right people. And people are reading your content and they are saying, I feel like you are inside my head. And then you start to get more DM conversations where people are saying, like, hey, how can I work with you? Instead of, this is what I needed to hear today. You are so inspiring. And this is not the platform, not the algorithm. We changed her messaging in order to make her the visible expert. Because messaging is what turns attention that you already have. Attention doesn't need to be like more likes and more engagement. They are lurkers, especially high ticket like when you are selling high ticket offer, your people are more like lurkers. They don't engage, they don't like, they don't say like, hey, I'm like publicly, they don't comment, I want to work with Anu in the next 7 days. They don't do that, right? You already have attention, but your messaging needs to change in order to turn that attention into action, which is book a call, which is actually DMing you in order to work with you. So I know you are probably not as far away as you think from the next five high ticket clients. Most coaches assume they need more followers, more content, more certifications, more strategies, but when in reality, they are one bottleneck away from a breakthrough. Just one. That's it. And the hardest thing in this coaching industry is being incredible at what you do. And I'm talking to my woman of color coaches and industry expert. You know, when someone pays you and gets into your program, that they're going to love you. They're going to resign with you. They're going to actually keep having breakthroughs. They're going to actually keep having the transformation. And the hardest thing is knowing that you are incredible at what you do and feeling invisible. Knowing that you can help hundreds of people, knowing that your work can change lives, and wondering why this business is not reflecting it yet. If that is where you are right now, start with awareness. Figure out your bottleneck. What is really happening in your business right now? What is the data telling you? Business is not all about feeling and moody and all your emotions. It's actually about looking at the data and figuring out, oh, yeah, okay, my data is telling me this. So this is what I need to do because of this. That's it. That's simple. And a lot of time we make business harder than it should be because of the mental junk that we have. We are making the business harder than it should be. And I can actually write you a song about that. Because I used to do my business so complex. I used to think the harder I'm hustling, the more worthy I am, the more I deserve to make six figures and beyond. No, actually, it's the opposite. It's all about leveraging your knowledge, about leveraging your time. It's about leveraging what you have and letting it work for you. And the one thing you can start in order to change it is with awareness, because currently something is not working, which is why you are watching this and listening to this episode. So figure out your bottleneck. And I have a quiz for you. Comment quiz below, and I will send you the sales bottleneck quiz. And if you're already at the point where you are ready to fix it, okay, you are like, oh my God, Anu, I'm so sick of it. Like, I want to change that. Comment ready and let's have a conversation, because this is what we do on a daily basis with different women of color coaches and industry experts with different niches, different backgrounds. Remember, visibility doesn't create clients. Visibility creates the attention, but the right message creates the clients. So if you don't have any other questions, thank you so much for joining. I hope you're enjoying this quiz. You just have to comment quiz, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye, friends.